Hello, today we'll be replacing the rear brake pads on the 2010 Chevy Malibu. And the first thing we want to do is remove the hubcap. And to do that, we loosen all 5 lug nut caps. And the next thing we want to do is loosen the wheel. And the next thing you want to do is lift the vehicle. I'm lifting it from the rear subframe mount. And now that the wheel's off the floor, you can remove all the lug nuts. And now we can slide the wheel off. We will need a 14mm socket to remove the 2 rear caliper bolts. You want to loosen both of them before completely removing one, to avoid the caliper moving around while you're loosening the other. And we can now remove the 2 caliper bolts. And we can now slide out the caliper. And now we can slide out the brake pads. This tab that you see on the brake pad is what warns you when your brake pad should be replaced. It'll give you a loud squeal with any movement of the vehicle. And we can now remove the brake pad retaining clips. And all you do is slide these off as well. The 2 inside tabs that you see here go up against the caliper bracket. And the same goes with the lower one. And this is what it should look like installed. And we can now compress the caliper. To compress the caliper, I'll be using a rear disc brake caliper kit. And the way the tool works is it rotates and pushes in on the piston at the same time. And this is the way that you assemble it. And if you don't want to spend money on the tool, you can use some needle nose pliers to rotate and push in on the piston. This tool does make the job of compressing a piston a lot easier though. But before purchasing this tool, I was using the needle nose pliers method. When you're done compressing the caliper, you do want your piston tabs to be straight up and down. You want them to line up with the gap on top. And these are the ceramic brake pads I'll be using. And I'll be using disc brake caliper lubricant to lubricate the brake pads. And you want to add it to all the contact points. And I like to use the old brake pads for reference. This lubricant works very good for keeping away squeals and squeaks, but you don't need to add that much of it. And you want to avoid getting it on any of the braking surface. And you want to add it to the second brake pad as well, but the contact points are different. And again, you want to use the old brake pad as reference. And now the edges as well. And you want to be sure to lubricate the caliper pins as well. And we can now install the brake pads. And this little nub is what must line up with the piston, which is why you want the piston to be straight up and down. You can slide in the bottom first, and then you want to slide in the top. And then repeat for the second brake pad. And now you can slide in the caliper. And you want to push down on the pins as you slide in the caliper. And now install the 2 bolts. And you may need to hold the caliper pin as you tighten the bolt. And we can now install the wheel. And you want to install the lug nuts by hand so you don't damage the threads. And you want to tighten the lug nuts a little bit before lowering the car. And we can now lower the vehicle, but I like to leave some weight on the jack. And torque the wheel to 100 pound-feet of torque. And install the hubcap. And then repeat these steps for the brakes on the other side. And before test driving the car, you want to pump the brake pedal.